For this year's two-wheeled getaway, Norm Wells and myself decided it was time to do the whole South Dakota scene. You know, Sturgis, the Black Hills, Mount Rushmore, a destination busting out in late 19th century American history. For this trip, we picked up a couple of bimmers in the tiny town of Sturgis and made the outlaw town of Deadwood our base of operation for 4 nights. On day 1, we rode south on Highway 385 for an hour to see Mount Rushmore. But upon arrival, we were dismayed to find the park gates locked tight and some nasty forestry staffers telling us to keep it moving out on the highway out front due to a government shutdown. Forced to grab a quick snap by the side of the road, we decided to move on to Plan B. And as a result, we ended up exploring some amazing roads, namely the Needles Highway. Well, Norm, it's early afternoon in Custer City, and I guess if we were to reflect on the morning, we had the disappointment of Mount Rushmore, but boy, oh boy, Custer State Park and the Needles. Mr. Needles, you make good roads. Holy smokes, that was a great road.
That was cool, and go back to what you said yesterday, is it going to be twisty and scenic? And I said, no, I think it's going to be a bit of both, and that was definitely by far just as twisty as going down at Deals Gap. I mean, you know, there was the ride in with those amazing switchbacks climbing up the mountain, and then all the really tight, hilly up and down, and much tighter than what we saw so far. Very cool, very cool.
Yeah, I would say the 87 early on, heading into Needles, was just as good as maybe the Tail of the Dragon.
Yeah,
it was
very similar.
Very tight, very twisty, and certainly right up there as one of the best roads I've ever ridden. So that was a great surprise. And like you said, very scenic. Man, some great photos.
Well, coming through those tunnels, they just hacked out of the mountains. And then coming from one side where it was forested and the other side was all rock and really ancient looking. It was cool. I mean, it's just a very cool road, motorcycle road for sure.
And I would have to say I've been really pleasantly surprised at just how much forest there is here. I was expecting something a little more sort of like the Grand Canyon and Sedona kind of feel, but very rocky, but it's not like that at all.
Well, I think that's what we're seeing yesterday afternoon and today, and maybe a little bit tomorrow, but definitely when we get to the Badlands, you're going to feel like you're on the moon. Right.
So what's the game plan for this afternoon then? We're going to grab a bite to eat here.
Yeah, and then we'll head up to Crazy Horse Memorial, because again, you know, that's a private one, so we'll definitely get into that one. And then from there, we'll head back up 385, back through Hill City, and then maybe cut over to a couple of those little eastern roads that we see here. They're not really numbered, but you see they're black and that they go north, so that's all we're looking for. Perfect.
So, in summary, Mount Rushmore, Schmushmore, who needs it? The roads here are awesome. We're going to sample a few more. It's been a great ride so far, man.
Let's eat.